Okay, good morning. Back here, I've got this set up. I think that's going to cut fine. The only thing that I'm concerned about is chatter, obviously, and it's a little bit too slow in low range. I thought it was what I felt the other day. That's high range, right? That's the backlash you've got in high range. You put it in low range. Oops, I'm dropping stuff, and it's less than half. But the fastest speed I've got in low range is 300 RPM, and that's too slow for those carbides. So we'll see how we go. I'll put you in the stand in a second. I've got about 5mm to take off each side, so what I'm going to do is do it very carefully and take 4mm off. So take 4, rotate it, 4, rotate it, so it should be square. I dialed the bottom of the vise and it's dead true, so didn't bother dialing the back of it because it'll be close enough, because all I can do is just come up to that shoulder. So let me put you in the stand, and I might have to move these lights because it's a bit dark on this side of it, so stand by. So you just have a bare touch. So since it's on the race, I'll take a mil at a time, just to be safe. And I might just nip that, so stop it bouncing. That was 1mm. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 aside. Then I can check the square, make sure everything's okay. It should be, but I don't want to screw it up by taking it right down the side. So, and that's chattering like a bastard. There's not really anything I can do about it. Might try, just see how it goes. I think it's going to be too slow, but let me try. I'll just try half a mil. Let me take the full cut. You can still hear the gears chattering. Might not work. Nah, not liking it. What do we want? 2. High range 2. And this is where the good thing's going to be. I'm going to go down on Monday. I've got my money through. So I'm going to go down Monday and have a look at some new machinery. The one I'm looking at, the mill to replace this, is infinitely variable. It's got 2 range, high and low range, but it's an inverter style, so you can just turn a dial to get your speed. It's got an oil system on it. It's the head can move in and out. I can swivel the head. Oh, that one? No, I can't. But it's got a vertical milling attachment as well, so I can put an arbor in it and do vertical milling as well if I wanted to. Horizontal milling, sorry, I'll get it right. So I'll do horizontal milling. It's just a much better machine. So I'm going to go down and have a look at that and another lathe. So we're looking to probably cost me about $16,000 I think, just for the machines without anything else. So, which is not too bad, but as I say, this Hafco stuff is sort of what you'd call the slightly better end of the budget market. So anyway, let's keep going. Alright, one more side to go. What I did after that first side, I changed the tips, and I had an oh shit moment where I thought I'd worked it out wrong in my head, but I didn't, so that's okay. Rubber hammer, settle down. Where are you? I did put the square on it, and that looks to be pretty good. I mean, I can afford a tiny little bit, but not much, because I want this to be as fairly close as I can get it to size. Oops, wrong way. Just make sure it's beautiful. Parallel bar is fine. Now let's get this one done. pick up the rubber hammer that I dropped on the floor. And check, you see, those tips are starting to go blunt already. It's because of that chatter. The screws, the tip, cut edge. Alright. Just wind that cover up down the road. I mean, the finish is not too bad, but you can tell by the sparkage. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's spot on, actually. Now, let's measure it. Should be about 4 mil to come off it. Thereabouts. 39.65. Yeah, 4 mil. 39.6. So, just let me grab the mic, I'll mic it as well. Let me bring you back just a touch. Yep, same measurement. 39.6. And I wanted about 35.6. So we get one. Now they should be all pretty close because they're all done off the same zeros. So just let me turn that on, make sure it's on 0. Well, this is 34.76, but that doesn't mean I'm measuring it correctly. $34.6, oh, it was 35.6. What the hell's going on here? Let me get another one and try that. $34.5. Hang on 2 seconds, I've got to answer an email. We'll come back. Righto, this shit never ceases to amaze me. Now, I checked it before I thought I'll check it before I turn the camera back on and measure. And one side is about 0.9 of a mil bigger than the other. So I went around it with the depth gauge on the verniers, just off this shoulder to the centre. And if we go here, .23, I don't know if you can see that, let me bring that up. Try this side. .2, so less than a thou. Now this is the first side, and I measured it at 3 mil on the gauge, so let me have a look. Hang on, bump that. .2. Whoa, that's deeper. That one's deeper than the rest of them. And there was only 3 mil on this gauge up here. So I had zeroed each single one. Let me just bring it up a little bit. this thing here. Now, because that's the only my digital readout is only for the up and down slide, and that's not accurate enough because there's too much play in that. So I've got to use this one here. Oh, turn it back on again. Yeah, so unless it's because they were cut, I didn't see it didn't pull the thing down. That's flat, so I didn't pull the cover out, and that didn't change. I made sure of it. It was set 3. Now I've got to be really, really careful here because otherwise, when it's finished, it'll run out. I don't want it to run out any more. Like, you know, a little bit, 1/4 of a mil, it's fine because I can machine it. So what I'm going to do is put this back in, and let me bring it down so you can see what I'm bloody pointing at. Put it back in and just touch this side, 0, set 0, and then go the other 3 sides, machine them, and then I'll pull it out and check it. That is extremely annoying. I have no idea what happened. None. You know, because I'm not blind, I can read the bloody thing. There's nothing was, I cleaned out the vise every single time. So yeah, that's nearly a millimetre deeper. Actually, and when you look at the end, you can actually see it. So that's the deep one, and then you have a look at this. And this, and this. But that one you can see. So what I'll do is I'll put it back in, and I'll machine the other 3 sides. When I've done that, I'll bring you back and we'll have another look at it and see how we're travelling. Okay, now I've got that machined. Now I measured it, but it's a little bit different from one of the other, but I thought the best way to be able to check that, because I need that to be concentric, for want of a better word, with that, because that's where the bearing's going to sit. So what I've done is, I've put it in the lathe and I just skid it square and bring the tool up and touch it. So that one, I'll set that one at 0. Okay. 0, wind him back out. Get it square. That's a mil. It's a ½ a mil difference. 1 mil on that gauge, on that cross gauge, is, you gotta halve that. So that's ½ a mil, because that's 1 mil off the diameter. So let me wind it out again. Get that square. $1 mil, that's half, so that's 0.05, so that's only 1/4 of a mil. And that's back to 0. So what I'm going to do is I'll go around and I'm going to measure basically what I'm going to do now is, and I'm going to upload this video because, you know, it's just, you know, let me get you out of here. Sorry for the jumpy shit. They've still got 1.5 mil to come off, so about 3/4 off each side. I want that to be perfect. I want it to be perfect. So in a better lathe and a better mill, so I'm going to suspend the build on this for now. I'm going down to Hare and Forbes in a couple of days to have a look at some machinery. I'm actually going to ring them in a minute and go down and get some. So it could be a week or so before I get back onto it, but I'll do another video of installing my new equipment. This will be ready to take over to Dion, which is fine. I mean, it's not good enough for what I want to do, but it'd be more than good enough for what Dion wants to do with machining his ingots and stuff. So, and if not, then he's got, you know, lots of aluminium on it. There's copper, you know, he can pull it down and melt it, do whatever he wants with it. If it doesn't do what he wants, but it will. It'll do, because he's only ever going to be machining probably copper or aluminium, and get a decent cutter. Then, you know, small cuts. It won't be like this. This is trying to cut steel, and it's just not doing it for me, I'm afraid. And it's going through tips like they're blunt now. I've got to replace those. So it's going through tips like they're going out of fashion because of. Seriously, that's. Oh, look, hear that? So, watch this. So you take up, you go one way, and then you go back, and just watch. There's that little jump. So I don't know what that is inside, but as I say, it'll do everything Dion needs it to do. And he's not paying for it, so you know, if it turns out it's shit and he doesn't like it, then we'll see a video one day of him pulling all the alloy bits off. Aluminium, I don't know if there's any zinc in this thing, I doubt it. So I don't know, I think they're aluminium. The handle's coming off. So, you know, that'll be alloy. So, but anyway, like I said, it'll do everything Dion needs it to do. I said to machine his ingots. So, yeah, I don't want to risk screwing these up, honestly. Even though, you know, it's looking the part, but I'm going to have to go around now and I'll measure that, but I'll do it properly. I'll put a square on here, get a dead square, touch the side, and then I'll mark on the face what the measurement is. So then I'll put it back in the mill, in my new mill. I'll face them, take down whatever needs to come off, then put them back in the new lathe and do exactly the same thing, but I'll have a digital readout I'll be able to do it with. So and then touch the side. So I know these are going to be dead concentric with that. So yeah, I think that's the way I'm going to have to go, because it's just doing too many funky things, you know. It's just, I don't want to destroy all this bloody work because it just takes too long to redo. So I'm going to leave it there for now. I'm going to shut everything down out here. Make sure I remember to turn that off. And yeah. Also, I'll do a video when I go down. I'll do a video going down to the Hare and Forbes and in the workshop, in the shop there, and have a look at the machinery. So yeah. But I know only a short video this time, but thanks for hanging around, and bigger and better things to come. Stay tuned, and until then, be safe. Peace.